I'm sure you've heard the news. What happened to America's lost nuclear bomb? How did it vanish without a trace? The year was 1958, February 5th. A date few remember, but one that almost changed everything. The Cold War was not just cold, it was frozen with fear. High above the American South, a B-47 Stratojet bomber sliced through the night. It carried a Mark 15 thermonuclear bomb, a weapon of unimaginable power. This B-47 was part of the Strategic Air Command, America's shield and its sword. Its crew, highly trained professionals, knew the stakes. This mission involved a simulated combat run, practicing for a war they hoped would never come. The bomber, with 6 jet engines roaring, pushed through the thin, frigid air, carrying death quietly for now. Thousands of feet below, the world slept, unaware. Another aircraft shared the dark sky that night, an F-86 Sabre J fighter, also on a training exercise. 2 machines hurtling through the blackness on intersecting paths, unseen, unheard by each other, until it was too late. Impact, a sudden violent jolt at 38,000 feet. Metal screamed, twisted, the F-86 fatally wounded, the B-47 crippled. Chaos erupted in the cockpit. Alarms blared, warning lights flashed. The bomber shuddered, fighting to stay airborne. A nightmare scenario had just begun. Major Howard Richardson was the B-47's pilot. His aircraft was grievously wounded, losing altitude. The bomber was heavy, unstable, and it carried that terrible passenger, the Mark 15, weighing nearly 7,600 pounds. What could he possibly do? Try to land? With a live nuclear weapon on board? The devastation unthinkable? The alternative? Jettison the bomb, lighten the load, give the aircraft a chance. But where? Into the ocean? Away from populated areas? He radioed his predicament, requested permission to jettison the weapon. Permission was granted quickly. The bomb bay doors creaked open, exposing the Mark 15 to the rushing wind. Then it was released. It fell away, tumbling into the blackness below, towards the dark, cold waters of the Atlantic, off Tybee Island, Georgia. The crew felt a lurch as the weight vanished, a small measure of relief. But a new anxiety took its place. The Mark 15 bomb, a cylinder of doom. It fell silently through miles of air. Was it armed for nuclear detonation? The official line later was no. It lacked the crucial nuclear capsule, the fissile core, but it did contain a conventional high-explosive trigger, several hundred pounds of it. Enough to cause a significant blast, enough to scatter radioactive material if the casing ruptured. It struck the water with immense force in Wassaw Sound, a shallow, murky estuary. The impact. Who saw it? Who heard it? Probably no one. It plunged beneath the waves. Did it shatter? Did it bury itself deep in the soft mud of the Sound? These questions had no immediate answers. The ocean held its new, terrifying secret close to its chest. Back in the air, the crippled B-47 struggled on. Major Richardson nursed his wounded bird towards Hunter Air Force Base in Savannah. They made it. A miraculous landing. The search must begin. The call went out. The U.S. Navy was tasked. Find the bomb. Operation Search and Recover commenced. Ships converged on Wassaw Sound. Minesweepers, salvage vessels, teams of divers. They brought the best equipment they had. Sonar, magnetometers, trying to locate a single object in a vast, shifting underwater landscape. Days bled into weeks. The search was relentless, grueling, frustrating. The waters of Wassaw Sound were not cooperative. Visibility was often near zero. Strong currents shifted the seabed, obscuring any trace or creating false positives. Divers groped in the darkness, hoping to touch something metallic, something cylindrical, something that felt like a bomb. Finally, after 10 long weeks, the official decision came down. The search was called off. The bomb was declared irretrievably lost. A chilling admission. Section 5. Whispers and Denials. The military's shifting story. The public eventually learned of the incident, but the story was complicated. The Air Force initially stated the jettisoned object was not a complete nuclear weapon. It lacked the plutonium core, they said. It was merely a device containing conventional explosives. This was meant to reassure, to calm fears. But was it the whole truth? Years later, declassified documents painted a different picture. A 1966 congressional testimony by Assistant Secretary of Defense W.J. Howard. He listed the Tybee Island bomb as one of 2 lost weapons that contained a full nuclear capsule. A live, complete bomb. This directly contradicted earlier Air Force statements. Which version was true? The confusion was palpable. Was it a deliberate cover-up? An attempt to manage public perception? Or just bureaucratic incompetence? The pilot, Major Howard Richardson, maintained that the bomb he jettisoned was a fully functional nuclear weapon. He was there. He knew what he was carrying. His statements added fuel to the fire of uncertainty. The discrepancy created a rift between the official narrative and the perceived reality. This only deepened the mystery and the unease. The Tybee Bomb incident wasn't just about a lost weapon. It became about the relationship between the government and its people. Section 6. If it had exploded. A cataclysm averted for now. Let's step into the realm of the truly terrifying. What if the Mark 15 bomb had detonated, on impact with the water, or later, due to some unforeseen circumstance? Corrosion, a stray signal, an attempt at recovery gone wrong. The Mark 15 was a thermonuclear device, its yield measured in megatons, many times the power of the bomb that devastated Hiroshima. This was a city ender, a region killer. Savannah, Georgia, a historic American city, would have been obliterated. Charleston, South Carolina, not far up the coast, likely suffering a similar fate. Hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions, killed or grievously injured in moments. The blast wave, the firestorm, the immediate intense radiation, an American landscape turned into a vision of hell, caused by an American weapon, on American soil. The horror is difficult to comprehend. And the geopolitical fallout? Imagine the world's reaction. The Soviet Union? China? How would they interpret such an event? In the hyper-paranoid atmosphere of the Cold War, this could have been the spark. The incident that pushed the world over the brink into full-scale nuclear war, the ultimate apocalypse, averted by sheer luck, it seems. Section 7. The Tybee Bomb today. A silent, submerged menace. More than 65 years have passed since that February night. The Tybee Bomb is still out there, somewhere in the murky depths of Wassaw Sound. Its precise location remains a mystery. A ghost of the Cold War, resting silently, a potent symbol of a dangerous era, and a tangible, ongoing threat. It lies entombed in mud and sand, waiting. For what? Nobody knows. Over the decades, there have been sporadic calls to find it, to recover it. Some private searches have been launched, fueled by curiosity or by concern, but none have definitively located the weapon. The official position has often been, leave it alone. The risks of attempting retrieval might outweigh the benefits. What if the bomb is unstable? What if moving it triggers a detonation or a leak of radioactive material? Local residents of Tybee Island and Savannah live with this unsettling knowledge. A nuclear weapon in their maritime backyard, the uncertainty, it just continues. Section 8. Broken Arrows, a global trail of lost nukes. The Tybee Island incident is chilling, but it is not unique. The military has a term for accidents involving nuclear weapons, broken arrow, and there have been dozens of such incidents, officially acknowledged ones by the United States alone since the dawn of the nuclear age, each one a story of near disaster, a brush with the unthinkable. Planes have crashed carrying nuclear payloads, bombs have been accidentally dropped, on land and at sea. The Palomares incident in Spain, 1966. A B-52 collided with a tanker, 4 hydrogen bombs fell, 3 on land, 1 in the sea, 2 ruptured, scattering plutonium. The Thule Air Base incident in Greenland, 1968. A B-52 crashed. Its nuclear payload detonated conventionally, spreading radioactive contamination across the ice. These are just 2 examples. There are more. And this isn't solely an American problem. The Soviet Union, America's Cold War adversary, they too had their share of broken arrows. Lost submarines with nuclear torpedoes, mishaps at missile silos. The race for nuclear supremacy was fraught with peril for all sides. When you build thousands of these weapons and deploy them globally, accidents are inevitable. Statistically, terrifyingly, each lost weapon, each broken arrow, represents a lingering threat, a radiological hazard if its casing corrodes, a security nightmare if it falls into the wrong hands. Could terrorists one day locate and recover such a device, or its materials? These are not questions that allow for easy sleep. The Cold War may have ended, but its dangerous legacies remain, scattered across the globe, hidden in plain sight, or beneath the waves. As we reflect on the global trail of lost nukes, it's crucial to understand the broader implications. These incidents are more than historical footnotes. They are stark reminders of the precarious balance we maintain in a nuclear world. Each broken arrow is a testament to human error and the unpredictable nature of technology. But what lessons have we learned? Have we improved safety protocols? Are the world's nuclear arsenals more secure today than during the Cold War? The truth is complex. While technological advancements have made some systems more reliable, the geopolitical landscape remains fraught with tension. New nuclear powers have emerged, and the threat of non-state actors acquiring nuclear materials is ever present. The legacy of these lost weapons serves as a sobering reminder of the responsibilities that come with wielding such destructive power. It calls for vigilance, transparency, and international cooperation to prevent future mishaps. The stakes are unimaginably high, and the margin for error is razor thin. Thank you for watching The Lost Nuke, America's Forgotten Nuclear Bomb. Stay tuned for more intriguing stories and historical mysteries. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.